Hello, it's Richard at Richard's Guitars. I've got a really interesting video, and the reason it's interesting is because I suppose I've got a message I want to discuss with you about faith guitars. On one level, it's a message about faith guitars. On another level, it's a message about body shapes and sizes. And on another level, it's about tone woods. So I'm kind of like combining three different sort of, not issues, but topics, but are all relevant because they all merge into this kind of video. So it's really difficult for me to know where the hell the video is going to go. And I've deliberately, I've played all these guitars, I've been getting my head around what I want to kind of get at, but I genuinely, although there's one key issue that I definitely am 100% happy with, that I can absolutely demonstrate. The other thing that is not really going to become clear until I just start doing it and showing you and seeing what you think, because I want your ideas and get a bit of feedback from you, because this is really fascinating for me. So what am I, in terms of one of the messages, Faith Venus guitars. Faith Venus guitars. This is going to be the most bizarre message you've probably heard from maybe a dealer. My best-selling range of guitars are Faith guitars, and my most popular model is the Venus. So keep that on board. The most popular selling model within the Faith range of guitars is the Venus. And the most popular selling Venus model is what's called the Blood Moon Burst. I can't show you one of this today because I haven't got one. Because they're out of stock. They're always out of stock. They're always selling, which is brilliant. I've got a pile of them arriving at the beginning of the month. Wonderful. So forget the sales. Park that to one side. Because this is a really odd kind of video, because I'm almost saying to you, before you buy my best selling guitars online, watch the video and make a bit more thought process. Because what we tend to all do, which is completely understandable, is we buy with our eyes. It happens. I'm not judging anyone for doing that. I do the same. If I see a guitar that I love, I want to buy it. And clearly, well, I don't want to say I want to buy it, but it draws me, ooh, my arm went long, my God. It draws me to it. Naturally. In life, that's what we do, isn't it? We get drawn to attractive things in all walks of life. So, for example, if I show you a model that looks like that, it's got a lovely grain, look at the beautiful stripy effect, and a beautiful burst, and a beautiful bit of wood on the back. Whoa, look at that, all very nice. That is a beautiful guitar, so bear that in mind. Okay. So we've got that message out of the way. We buy with our eyes very often, and we also buy kind of the Venus. If we talk about the Venus body shape is, this is the Venus body shape, and next to it here I'm going to show you a Neptune body shape. So now in terms of size, one is a concert size and the other one they call a mini jumbo. Okay, so concert, mini jumbo. And a mini jumbo is pretty much, very much like a grand auditorium body design. And if I look at these side by side, I'll maybe give you a link to some measurements. I haven't prepared for measurements. But if I clank them around together, what you'll find is the lower bout of the Neptune is slightly wider. So it's a slightly wider guitar. It's a slightly longer guitar in body length. I think they should be fairly similar. Oh no, yeah, a fraction deeper as well. I'd say that's a fraction deeper. By my eye, it is a fraction deeper. Okay. So two guitars. These are two identical guitars in terms of woods. Now this one has got a cedar top with mahogany back and sides. This one's got a cedar top with mahogany back and sides. This one's a Neptune. This one's a Venus. So almost certainly, if I'm going to sell one of these guitars, I'm going to sell the Venus, because the Venus online is the best-selling guitar. But the thing I want to tell you is, and what I tell my customers, and this is exactly what I tell my customers when they're looking for advice, 9 out of 10 people online will buy a Venus. They get amazing reviews. Of course they do. They're brilliant guitars. They're brilliantly put together. I love them. But if you find someone in store buying a Faith guitar, even if they ask for a Venus, I'll just, I'm not pushing anyone, but I want people to just hear the difference between that and the Neptune. So let's do that now. Now, obviously, the reason why it's so difficult for me to gear up how to discuss this with you is I've kind of laid the trap, haven't I? I've told you, or I've kind of not laid the trap, but I've made the trap very clear what the trap is. I'm expecting you to kind of prefer the sound of the Neptune. But dispel that thought. I'm not trying to get you to do anything. I'm trying to just show you something. And if that leads to you preferring the sound of the Neptune, then fine. And if it doesn't, fine. Because I sell both of them. I got no agenda here whatsoever. I just want you to understand the differences, how body shapes and styles make the difference. So in another video I did about buying a guitar the other day, a budget like it was an Eastman sort of sub £300. I discussed body shapes and sizes. So when you've got the concert size here, you've got a mid-size, smaller on the scale than most guitar, and this one has got a cedar top and mahogany back inside. So I would expect it to have a kind of sweet tonality. Cedar is a lovely kind of sweet tone. Mahogany is a warm tone. It shouldn't be terrific on kind of overtones and detail, because cedar and mahogany are kind of the warm end of the spectrum. But now that's lovely, right? I love that. So let's just, it's not about me, it's about you listening as well, but I'm just going to tell you what things are going on. Oh, a minute ago I was just trying to practice some different chords because I always play the same thing. Let me just run through the chords that I was just doing. It was just in C, I think. So start. Was it starting on and off? We get it. That. I think that's a really nice sounding guitar, really a nice sweet sound. So, very pleasant. Oh, that's got a 45mm nut. That's an important thing to mention on that one. That has a 45mm nut. So if you're looking for a nice all solid guitar with a 45mm nut, electro with nice finish, all the detail, that's a lovely guitar. Let's listen to this one. Try and whiz between these two now. Back to G. Oh, different chord. Oh, so sorry. Let's just keep the same chords, Rich. If I hum a little song, I can kind of work the chords out. Otherwise, I can't remember them. Seriously, I can't. So keep going. Up. Okay, so I think that hopefully you can hear. One is definitely by my ear, in here in this room, I can hear that this one is shallower, it's lighter sounding, and basically it's a bit more brittle sounding. And that's not to be offensive to the guitar or the brand. It is just, it's designed to be smaller. And it's smaller, so it's going to lose some of that projection, it's going to lose some of that bottom end, it's going to lose a little bit of the sort of just expansive tonality that you get from a larger guitar. So, I'm hoping this is kind of making sense. So let's just now, so the first thing, so that's first thing out the way. Note how many minutes it's taken me to there. So 11 minutes. Okay, so at 11 minutes, we've discussed Neptune versus Venus. By my ears, and by, I would say, most people who want to buy a guitar, they're looking for a kind of fullness and tone, but they want it to be comfortable. And so I understand there's this desire to have a more compact guitar, but I would argue that a Neptune body shape, a mini jumbo or a grand auditorium, by a lot of people, for a lot of people, it's going to suit a lot of people's needs. That's going to be ideal. If they want a really big full sounding, that will go into the world of dreadnoughts and jumbos, which we'll talk about that in another video. So let's now work on the exciting bit. So this could be two different videos. So now onto stage 2. It's now 12 minutes. So 12 minutes in, we're now going to look at different Neptune body shapes, body woods. So we've discussed the fact that we discussed earlier that the Faith Venus Blood Moonburst is the most popular selling guitar. So if we've decided that actually the Neptune is giving you a little bit more something than the Venus, why not start by looking at the Blood Moon body shapes? Okay, so that's what we're going to do. So I'm going to put that to one side, and I have the Blood Moon. I can't do that, can I? Because I haven't got. See how unprepared I am. That's so funny. Okay, Rich. Yeah, no. Yeah, that's right. No, of course I can. Because what am I talking about? I'm comparing all the Neptunes. Because I haven't got a Venus here. I was suddenly going to compare a Venus to I can't do that. But I can compare all the body woods of Neptune guitars. Correct, Rich. Get with the plan. Right. Okay. That's right. That's Rich. That's why you got all these guitars here. Yeah. Cool. Okay. Here we go. That's funny. Right. Okay. So here we're going to go with the Faith Venus Blood Moon Burst, okay? So the beautiful, pretty one. So let's just get this in our heads and hear what this one sounds like. And you're going to hear some really interesting different tones. That's why I just wanted making sure that I need the Neptune to hand there, so I'm going to keep that there. In fact, I'm going to put it on a stand in front of me so we'll work our way through them. Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to work through these in order of a certain thing I'm looking for. So this is the first one. Yeah, we'll do this. Faith, Neptune, Blood Moon Burst, okay? Now, the first guitar you hear, it's going to be difficult to hear some of the concepts I'm trying to get across to you, but once you've heard them all and I stop waffling, you'll hear. Let's just do it one by one. I'll go to that close chord then. Some Gaelic song, doesn't it? Is that right? Gaelic? I don't know. I feel like I should be in some kind of like, it feels like I can imagine people with like some kind of castle, and they're all can't get the picture out of my head now. Okay, it's really important you hear this. or maybe that rhythm style changes the feel a bit. Sounds like some pop song. Right. Now, go to this one now. Back to this one. Hear that chord? This one sounds, to my ear, alive. It sounds present. It still sounds really warm and sweet sounding. I'm going to put all my cards on the table there. I prefer the sound of this guitar. So that is a cedar top with mahogany back and sides. And not surprisingly, cedar mahogany is something that kind of crops up with me quite a lot, that I like. But remember, this isn't about me, it's about you thinking what you like. So if you're looking for that kind of very shaped, warm tone, the Blood Moon Burst would still be your favourite, not, you know. So now, this is really important now. This is a cracking guitar. This is one of the Patrick James Eggle models. So what we go now, and so what I've shown you without, well, you know, it's probably fairly obvious. We start at the warmest end of the spectrum. The Blood Moon Burst, as far as I'm concerned, is the warmest of the spectrum. And it's actually, for me, by my ears, it's kind of more rounded than a mahogany guitar. And mahogany still does have an element of presence compared to the Blood Moon Burst. And that's Trembesi wood. That's Trembesi wood. Now, interestingly, I also do a Trembesi model. It's called the Trembesi. So there's a Faith Neptune Trembesi model, which has a spruce top. Sadly, I haven't got that here. I can't have everything. I don't profess to have every guitar in the world in the shop. But the spruce top with the Trembesi, by mine, is a cracking guitar as well, because you're combining the warm tones of the Trembesi with the more brighter overtones of the spruce. Okay. Now this guitar is spruce. It looks like cedar, but it's spruce with a mahogany back and sides. Now the reason it looks like cedar is because it's torrefied spruce. Torrefication is basically the heating up, maybe baking or semi-baking spruce. If I've got that wrong, don't shoot me. I don't even care. You can look it up. And so don't bitch about me if I got something wrong. So I'm so paranoid about people. Of course I care. I'd like to know, and I just consider it as a form of heating of the wood. And so the wood goes through some kind of baking process. But as I say, a good technician or so, just Google it like I could if I was prepared. Now then, so this one is, we're going to do the same thing here now. What do we make of that one then? Really sweet, really lush. This has got a 45mm nut. It's a Patrick Eggle model, Neptune, which I love to bits. So let's just see how it compares to this. This one sounds a little bit to my ear more scratchy. Okay, so I'm going to stick that out there as my first oat. So listen out for that kind of maybe a little bit more effervescent, little sort of scratchier kind of sound, a little bit harsher. Lovely. Something about that. So I'll keep the same chords, or else it all just loses. That could be part of the same song. Still love this one. Yeah, still there's something about this that I just really love. I'm not quite sure what's pulling me. Try this. Gotta do that one later. Let's try this. What's the difference? And I would say, really fairly, it's in the, I mean the price, this just has a maturer sound to me. This guitar has a maturer sound. It's more expensive. This one's about £1,100, this one's about £800, so there's a few £100 between these. It's got a wooden scratch plate, post machine heads, and a few inlays, beautiful wooden bindings. It's a beautiful, beautiful guitar. It's something that I can't lie, I really love this guitar. The EQ it's got a posh EQ system in there as well, so everything about it is like kind of that next step up. Now then, we haven't quite finished because those two are both 45mm nuts. So through going through the spectrum, I suppose I would say that the warmest one was the Trembesi. Then it was, I mean, in terms of warmth, it's really, these were kind of similar, but I think that's got like I'd call it a maturer sound somehow, but I don't know, until I hear it back on the video, I've got no idea what you think. Now this one goes to sort of the brighter end of the spectrum, Rosewood, beautiful back. Now this has been a long-standing favourite of mine for a long, long time, but immediately you can hear the kind of glassier overtones. First one that's actually got a spruce top, and spruce gives everything a sort of a brighter dynamic. So if you go back to that kind of original song, I love that kind of. So spruce and the rosewood. Rosewood always gives you a lot of detail. So Spruce has got that bright. So if we go now back from this, so if we now compare this guitar, because this one's at the same sort of price point as the Venus, the Neptune Blood Moonburst. So if we listen to, oh, I should go. Sorry, keep the same chords. Sorry. And we'll compare that to this one. So there you go. What, you know, not better or worse. What it is depending on your viewpoint of what you want from a guitar. So here we've heard that. And then we've heard that. And there might be a lot of you out there that actually prefer the sound of that sort of soft edge tone of the Blood Moonburst. So this isn't a video about rights and wrongs. I kind of like dynamic tone. It's something that when I say dynamic, something that sparkles and is alive. So for example, I don't know if this is in tune, but this is a completely non-electro. So this is a totally stripped back non-electro guitar. And it's my baby, I always say. This is the Grand Auditorium design again. I hope it's in tune. Yeah, so if you hear this one and compare it, I mean, it's not even shouldn't be part of the video, but now this is a pure powerhouse, I think, acoustic guitar. Stripped back, minimalistic, no frills, no case, no lacquer, no pickup in it, nothing. But for pure still a bit out of tune. But there's a dynamic, is what I'm saying. There's a dynamic. So I personally tend to go more for the kind of the clearer tones than something that's too rounded. But going right back to our original, it's weird how this one, I think for the price, that's. It's crazy. This just shows you the world of guitars, because this is why I had so much trouble doing the video, and I knew, because there is no conclusion. I think I love the 45mm nut on this. I love this. I think it's a lovely blend between sweet tone, clarity, not too muddy. I love the fact that I absolutely love every aspect of this guitar: the styling, the materials. I love the feel of the neck, and again a 45mm. And there's this mature sound. Yeah, I keep getting drawn to that one, but that one's more expensive, so it should be, and so I feel a bit unfair. I mean, I'm throwing that in, but it's got a Torrefied top, and I wanted you to hear how Spruce sweetens out with torrefication. So that's demonstration there, that there is a mahogany version of that guitar, which is substantially cheaper than that one in the Faith range without the Patrick Eggle association, but that is worth every penny that you pay because of this beautiful tone. And then there's this long-standing favourite of mine, because I just absolutely love Spruce rosewood combinations. But by today's little thing, I think these two, and this is my baby normally, isn't that amazing? I'm like, I don't know what this is going to do to my sales. It just kind of, I'm deliberately not trying to think about sales. I'm trying to think about expressing an opinion and getting you to know a bit about all this stuff. So, and I really hope that also, yeah, that's right. So if, going back to my point right at the beginning of the video, half an hour ago, there's a Venus. That's a Venus. That's a Venus. Using the same body woods as my, certainly, you know, one of my absolute babies here. And this is the Neptune. A lot of you will agree that's just a more pleasant sounding guitar to be playing at home. Okay, that is it. 30 minutes. If you made it to the end, I hope you found it interesting. And but it's taken 30 minutes because there's just a lot. This is what I do in the shop. So it's just, imagine you've been sitting in my shop. We've been going through all these Faith guitars, and I really hope that's going to be a really useful video. Either that, I bored you stupid, and I have made a bit of a blunder. Okay, see you soon. Thanks for watching and thanks for all your support. Really appreciate it. Bye.